Welcome back. My name is Meg Young, and I am a therapist in Florida and in Connecticut, licensed LCSW, and this is my series on EMDR. In the last episode, I talked about doing the body scan. This is phase 6. So the next two, I'm going to combine into this one video. The last two phases of EMDR, closure and reevaluation, are things that we do in every single reprocessing session anyway. So when we're doing the desensitization with you, that's phase 4, we're always going to close out the sessions. And when we close out the sessions, we're going to be asked if the target is not complete, we're going to do the safety stabilization to bring you back down and in a place of feeling ready to leave the session. And if it is complete, then we talk about that and we go into the installation, etc. Right? So closure is something we do in every session. It helps close in the session to basically make sure, are you okay right now? Where are we going from here? What's next? And then the reevaluation phase is, let's open it back up, right? So phase 8 of the EMDR process is reevaluation. And that's basically going to say, let's come back to where we were at last session. What are you noticing now? What has changed? What's different? What benefits have you noticed? What changes have happened? So in reality, a lot of these aren't necessarily distinct phases of EMDR. Is not all 8 distinct phases. Phase 1, history taking and treatment planning, is going to be its own session. Sometimes follow in the same session is phase 2, which is a preparation safety stabilization phase. That phase might take several sessions to years before we're through. And then target assessment and desensitization should be done in the same session, because the target assessment is going to activate you. Then we want to desensitize. At the end of every desensitization session, we are going to do the closure, and at the beginning of the next session, we are going to do the reevaluation. So phase 7 and 8 are part of phase 4. And then once we get through the desensitization, we go into the installation. Same thing. We're going to close things down. We're going to reevaluate it when we come back. And same thing with the body scan. We're going to close down. We're going to reevaluate it when we come back. Most people, it depends on what's going on for them in terms of how long EMDR is going to take for them. Sometimes EMDR is a very, very quick process. I've gotten people through single incident car accidents in 6 sessions. In those 6 sessions, that client has been in therapy with another therapist, and I was working only on that with that person. So I didn't need to do a lot of the safety stabilization with them. I did a little bit, but I also knew that since they were already in therapy with somebody, that I didn't need to stress too much. I talked to the other therapist, and I was in conversation with that therapist ongoing during those 6 sessions. So I knew that this client was a safe client to move forward with the EMDR process. I've also worked with people with chronic childhood trauma. And chronic childhood trauma, their body is not regulated enough to go into the desensitization phase. And we've been working together for years before being able to get into any sort of reprocessing. With reprocessing, there are other ways of also helping you feel safe with it. There's a technique that's called the CPOS model, which is basically like constant orientation to the present. So we're not going to allow you to go too deep into something without coming back to safety, without coming back into being present. So sometimes even with severe trauma and difficulty staying within the window of tolerance, we have ways to help you through the difficulty with the emotions without over-traumatizing you, re-triggering you, re-traumatizing you. But this has been my series on EMDR. If you have any other questions about EMDR, give me a call, send me an email. I'd be happy to talk it through with you and see if you're a good fit. I am only licensed in Florida and Connecticut. So if you live in any other state, I cannot work with you, but I can refer you to other therapists who do. Also, just because you're in Florida or Connecticut, we may not be a good fit. There's plenty of therapists out there. There's plenty of EMDR therapists out there. And just because I am one that's talking to you about this right now doesn't mean that you and I are going to be the right fit for each other. So even if you call me and connect with me and we're in Florida and Connecticut, and you say, Meg, I need somebody else. This isn't, your style is cool, but no, I'm more than happy to refer you to somebody else as well. My goal is to help you reach your goal. So this is a overview of EMDR, and I hope you have a wonderful afternoon.